So yeah, I'm doing this today because I felt like it was about time I actually talked about this. Um so why am I saying this now? Because in all seriousness, I've been questioning my gender since I was 10 and I didn't feel comfortable explaining that because when I had first told Papa, he said it was just a phase. And every single time I've tried to at least hint at it to any of them, Mama and Papa, they treated it as like, oh, you'll grow out of it. You're not being serious. So I just never felt safe enough to continue saying about it. Um Not only that, but I thought I should wait multiple years to make sure it wasn't a phase. So I purposely waited like what, 5 years because I thought it would be terrible to like be like, oh yeah, I'm non-binary, and then everyone would be like, it's just a phase. Even though usually when I have something similar to a phase, it's like lasts a week. And as we can see, it did not last a week. I thought maybe it would end. Like maybe I would magically be a girl, but no, it never happened. So yeah. So what does this mean? Being non-binary means a lot to me because it is the most accurate representation of how I identify. I don't hate being called a girl, it's just not the most accurate description of me as a person. I don't want to change anything between us. I am completely all right with still being called a daughter of sorts. It's just not necessarily the most accurate, and it doesn't make me too uncomfortable. Um but since since I don't like exactly know how to like explain everything, I'm just going to give you an entire guide on what pronouns and name I do prefer, and I am most comfortable with. And as you can see, you will be Dr. Gender by the time I'm finished talking about this. So, so for my pronouns, never he, him. I'm not a boy. I'm sorry. Just no. I'm okay with using she, her. Um, just as long as you also use they, them. They, them, yes, yes. At the end of the day, these pronouns just make me feel the most comfortable. They're the most accurate description of me, and I personally like them being used on me. But how do I refer to you? Thank you for asking. The best way to use they, them is to use like a plural noun, which is somewhat obvious, so I'm not going to go into actual detail. I specifically want to go into detail of how you would use a pronoun using self, like herself, himself. So the general neutral term would be themselves or themself. With this logic and the meme from the previous slide, if you ever decided to joke about, like, for example, how Mama might say, like, call me Miss for whatever joke she makes of a nickname, Mick is better. Mick is better. So by pure grammatical reasons, I wanted to add that in there. Mick is the perfect way to just be a gender neutral version of Mr. or Mrs. Or like Miss or Mr. Anyways, I do actually have preferred names. A lot of the time, people at school call me Ghost because of how quiet I am and how I multiple times have accidentally spooked people by just generally trying to be in the conversation, and then they didn't realize I was there behind them, and then they just get spooked. But I did actually come up with a name I am most comfortable with, and it's Atlas, because I really liked how it sounded, and I also just felt like it was a very fitting name for me. I swear I cooked deciding when it, I cooked deciding it, so yes. Using either is completely alright. I do not mind, like, making nicknames related to them, but, generally those are the names I prefer. That's it. I hope you support it. Please, please, please. Please.